Hello everyone! Welcome to my new video. In this video I'll show you how I created my last animation, dancing bird or dancing peacock. I created this animation because I have more than 1,100 subscribers, and this is my way of saying thank you for subscribing. Every new 100 subscribers I draw new animation, new dancing bird. At first I was like, I don't have any footage left. I don't know what should I post on YouTube since all my projects are in progress right now. So I was like, what do I do? And then I remembered, wait, I made a quick small animation. This is what I'm gonna post. What can I say about this animation? This animation is very easy. I painted quickly. I spent around 3 hours drawing it, probably. I don't know, I didn't look at the time. Maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. As always, my process of creating animations is simple. I create animations in Procreate Dreams and I start from rough sketches, then I make line art and then colored version of the animation. Animating this was easy because I was copying and pasting frames over and over again and didn't draw it over and over again. And the reason for that, why I was copying and pasting, because if you remember how peacock's tail looks like, it has so much details, and the feathers of this bird are so colorful and have this complicated pattern on it. So I realized that animating it would be difficult. I'm not a professional animator, I'm a professional fine art artist, but I'm learning animation by myself, by watching how other people do that on the internet. But even I realized that animating peacock would be very difficult. What makes good design in animation? Well, if you can simplify it this way, that it would look at the same time appealing and you could easily animate it. And but if your design have many details, then animation would not work, probably, I think. So yeah, this is why I was copying and pasting the tail of the peacock. I don't know what to say about this animation. Animating it was fun, and if some of you may think that there are some specific order or meaning in why I choose the exact birds that I'm choosing for animation, the answer is there is no order, there is nothing. I just think of like, what birds do I remember? And I'm like, yeah, peacock. Today I'm drawing peacock. If we talk about birds, since you know that I'm a little obsessed with birds, what can I say about peacocks? When I was a kid, I really liked, and I was mesmerized by this bird, but I cannot say that I interacted with this bird often. And one day I saw this bird at a festival. There were many animals in the cages and birds too, and I saw a peacock. Of course, the tail of peacock was closed. It did not open its this colorful tail with these fantastic feathers. And I remember that I said something like, oh, I wish this peacock would open its tail. And I just was going to leave, and all of a sudden I heard a terrifying noise. Yeah, this noise that you hear right now, this is a mating call that peacocks used to attract the female peacocks. And this is, I think this sound's supposed to be in the horror movies, not when you try to attract another bird. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for offending all of the feelings of all of the peacocks, but this noise is terrifying. I remember that I was so this struck me and I was like, what the fuck did I just hear? I turn around and I see that this peacock opened his feathers and started doing this motion with his tail. And in a next sketch there was a female peacock, so he was showing off his feathers because there was a female peacock near him. So at the day I saw, this was the first time when I saw how peacock opened its tail, and it was very beautiful. But as I said before, peacocks are very beautiful birds, but their mating call is, I don't know how nature created this horrifying call for peacocks. I don't understand, but okay, female peacocks have their own preferences. No judgment, probably, from me. So what can I say also about peacocks? Then years ago when I was in Greece, I also saw peacocks, but these peacocks were not engaged. They were walking around the street, and I wanted to interact somehow with them. And at this time I was disappointed. I realized that peacocks are basically huge chickens with colorful feathers. I don't know if chickens are smart birds, but in my opinion I don't think that chickens are very smart birds. But also I cannot say that I interacted with chickens often. And I don't know, when I was thinking about peacocks, I was thinking like, probably if they are so beautiful, maybe they are also intelligent. And I don't know what I was expecting, something like for them to have intelligence of the to have intellect of the crows or parrots, but no, peacock are not crows and not parrots in terms of their brains, like no. So at that time I realized that peacocks not the most perfect bird in the world. So yeah, but again, painting them is fun since they're very colorful. And if you want to paint something very painterly in a realistic style or in a still life style, peacocks are perfect birds for that. Also, since this is art vlog, I'm also going to be talking about my other projects, what I'm doing right now. Recently, someone purchased 2 of my drawings in my online shop at Yandex Market. I'm talking about these pencil drawings. Thank you so much for purchasing my drawings and for supporting me. Right now I'm preparing to send this box with my drawing. Today I'm gonna go and ship this drawing. So yeah. Again, thank you so much for supporting me. It means a lot to me. And if we would talk about my art projects, since I was talking about this art project for many videos, in many videos, I'm making a sculpture of animals, and I started applying concrete to the sculptures. Right now, my process looks like this. And what can I say? Liquid concrete looks like a poo. This material, it's like, this is not so not appealing when you in the process of creating the sculpture. And today I'm gonna continue working on this sculpture. This is difficult to work with this material because you cannot create one layer. You need to create few layers so your sculpture would have normal silhouette. Right now it's not. Right now it's in progress, and I need to work on it more. Right now I'm at the stage that I have no idea how my sculpture looks like right now. It's been drying for a few days, and today I'm gonna witness the state of the sculpture. I hope that everything is okay. And this is not art related, but not so long time ago I started my hunting for the mushrooms in the forest. I'm talking about mostly chandelier. No, this is not the word. This word. Since I'm someone who's most of the time either drawing, either making sculptures, either resting from sculptures, I'm not someone who moves very often. I stopped working on my exercise bike for a few months because it was very hot outside and I could not exercise because I knew that with my health I would definitely pass out in this hot weather, so this is why I was not exercising. But right now it's cold again, so maybe I will soon start exercising again. Since I was not exercising, my body was not in a good shape, and in the previous videos I was complaining about how my body hurts and everything hurts. So I was like, it's time for me to visit forest and to find mushrooms, because this is not this is also good for eyes, to rest for my eyes. And also, since my body was not in a good state, I am glad that I was walking in the forest, since now I feel better and I feel that I can create more. Because sometimes it's important to take breaks from sitting in one position when you either drawing and you sit in something like this and your back hurts then, or if you spend hours on drawing in a Procreate or in Photoshop and your eyes hurt. So I'm trying to remind myself that this is only one body that I have, and if I won't remember about it from time to time, it would be much more difficult. It would be much more difficult for me to create what I want to create. But also I have confession to make. I'm not someone who loves moving. I like to sleep all day. I like to create paintings, and I like when my paintings are beautiful. I like to talk. I like to share with you my fun stories, and I'm glad if you are entertained when you watch my videos. And also I like to create animation and funny animation and know that someone is watching it and laughing at it. That's what I like. Exercise bike? No. And you know, people sometimes say something like, real world is so fun and it's full of movement. Stop scrolling on your phone. Your phone is destroyed. I don't know. Cheap dopamine and blah blah blah. And I'm like, everything in life is dopamine. Everything. You ate something, you have dopamine. You create painting, you have dopamine. Everything is dopamine. And when people say something like, this is cheap dopamine and blah blah blah, what are you talking about? I'm sorry. I'm just very, and I'm sorry, I'm tired from the psychiatrists, psychologists, and just random people talking about this. We need to dopamine detox. Like, why would you need that? Because you want to have depression in the end, because you stop doing everything that you like. And I'm not saying that you should overindulge in, for example, in the bad habits. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that you should stop doing everything that you like. You should only think about, like, what are you talking about? We are artists. If we are not inspired, if we are not enjoying our life, we cannot create good paintings. Because if we would create terrible paintings, of course we're gonna create terrible paintings if we have zero enjoyment in our lives. Now I'm gonna stop using social media, and I'm like, yeah, if you would stop also using social media, you would lose connection with the world, because you would not know what's going on in the world. You would lose opportunity to view new fantastic artists that publish their artworks. And since you would not receive information from the outside world, it would be difficult for you to come up with the new ideas. If you would isolate yourself in your own bubble, and because nowadays everyone is having mental health problems because we have computers. Oh, but back then we didn't have problems. Yeah, back then people could not diagnose themselves with depression or anything else, because specialists were not so good at the detecting what's been wrong with people back then. So yeah, wow, I don't know why I started writing about this. I was just going to record a video about dancing peacock, and all of a sudden I'm talking about something that I was not expecting that I'm going to be talking. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in next videos. Bye.